reliable 14 days transit time from Asia into Europe, and it is.
Tell us about your newest link, Japan via China to Russia. What's this all about?
Right. Well, firstly, we are very excited about this new service. DHL being the market leader, we don't just take our market share as a leader. We are very innovative and offering new solutions to our customers. This unique service is bridging Asia to Europe, and it is offering unique services for our customers. It's very reliable, 14 days transit time from Asia into Europe, and it is much cheaper than air freight and much quicker than sea freight.
It's quicker than sea freight, cheaper than air, but it depends on infrastructure. And that's the key, isn't it? Because not every country is in the same level playing field when it comes to infrastructure. Does that make this challenging?
Well, indeed, it's not an easy solution, and that's why we are very proud in DHL to offer this unique service. We spend a good deal of effort to work with all the jurisdictions and all the authorities to ensure when we cross the border is seamless and reliable. And we're very proud with our reliable service of 14 days from China into Europe. And again, as you know, crossing the border, each track in each country may vary. The gauge will be different. And we work out with the customs authorities and with the operators to ensure such a reliable service for our customers.
All right, APEC coming together, world leaders coming together, trying to figure out how collectively to boost the global economy. Infrastructure is a very critical key here. The Asian Development Bank targeting this as one of the main focus for growth in Asia. The UN recently saying that infrastructure could also play a huge boost to the global economy. How are your efforts in trying to help countries and markets to improve their infrastructure?
Well, certainly we are creating a brand new segment here, somewhat in between air freight, cheaper than that, and quicker than the sea freight.
Yeah.
And across many industries and many of our customers, they are very interested in this service, and they've been using this service since we started day one. Now, I think with this service growing, and more countries will be keener to develop further and make the infrastructure stronger to support such a service.
Which countries would be best poised to invest in infrastructure to provide a boost to their own local economy and to help the global freight industry?
Right. Well, you can look at the map, from China across the different countries all the way into Europe. I think it's spanned across all the different countries, you can name them, and all these countries will be needed to further invest into the infrastructure and to support this service. And I think, again, this service is very unique and very reliable, and there's a market demand, and I'm sure all these countries are very keen to further invest into this service.
All right, so that is the forward-looking for the global economy. Of course, many view DHL and other services, freight services, as the barometer for the current global state of the economy. How do you view it right now, based on your own?
Well, we are certainly very positive about the outlook, and that's why we're developing this new service to bridge Asia into Europe. We are seeing that many of our customers are asking for such a service, especially after the Asian crisis. People are more conscious about cost, how they spend on the logistics transportation, and yet they are not able to afford the long transit time for sea freight. Especially over the years, the oil price has gone up.
Yeah.
Shipping lines have slowed down the cruising speeds to save costs,
Yeah.
and therefore the gaps are there. And DHL see the need to fill this gap, and therefore we introduce this new service,
Yeah.
so that we have something in between air freight and ocean freight flow.
Yeah. How is business in China these days?
Well, again, I think it's very positive for us, and that's why we're introducing this service. And because there are more and more demand from China into Europe.
But what are the challenges?
Well, certainly, in terms of bridging all these countries, we are terming it as a logistic engineering.
Yeah.
So we're piecing together the different infrastructure, the different processes, and different services that we have into one unique offering.
But you depend on Russia, and geopolitically, things are not right in that part of the world with Russia and Ukraine and rest of Europe as well. How do you face those challenges? Is there obstacles in the way right now?
Well, I think you've got a good question here. But again, when we have the rail service, from China all the way into Europe, it's spanning across many different countries, and different countries will have their own infrastructure issues. But I think we in DHL is very good at bridging all the gaps in terms of how the operators can process the commodities across the borders, and this is where our unique expertise can bring to the table.
I guess you're playing your own version of diplomat. Those diplomatic relations skills really come into play when you deal with so many of these nations. But ultimately, what is your outlook for 2015 when it comes to the global economy based on where you are seeing the trending of growth?
Well, we're seeing different good signs, and therefore, we are again, trying to establish more service offerings to the market, and we are seeing that a steady growth in many of our economies. We're also seeing that the high demand from the different sectors, from our different customers, asking for different services. So, outlook is overall positive.
Subsea